The event I chose to speak about today was the Miami Heat versus the Indiana Pacers Game 1 playoff game in the second round of the NBA playoffs. Storylines. Wow. Well, there's a lot of storylines coming into this event. I would say one of the most talked about one was Coach's Vogel's statement about the Miami Heat, calling them the biggest flopping team in the history of the NBA. And then he, went as far as to questioning how the NBA officials would officiate that game. Another storyline coming into it was LeBron James' third MVP selection, in the last 4 years, which was pretty amazing. And then also, would the Pacers be up for the challenge? Obviously they dominated the Orlando Magic, who was underhanded and undersized against them. But with the team as good, as fast, and as strong as the Miami Heat, would they be able to do the same thing? I mean, how the announcers connected with the audience. I mean, it's if you ever watched an NBA game, it's pretty much the exact same thing. I mean, they're high energy, they're very enthusiastic. They bring you right in. It's really awesome because I think the announcers today, as opposed to announcers 20, 30, 40 years ago, have definitely evolved in the way that they can actually grab your attention with excitement. Bring some very believable and realistic. Forms of the game to every individual and make it relate to them. But I think they did a great job of captivating, the attention of the audience, versus, not only the people that were watching it from home, but the people who were in the stands as well. As usual, they did a great job. The storyline that developed during the game is probably going to be one of the biggest storylines of the NBA playoffs. Secondly to Derrick Rose tearing his ACL and being out, for the rest of the playoffs, which leading to the Bulls getting blown out. But in the game one, Chris Bosh went down with an abdominal injury. Comes today that he is out indefinitely, potentially could miss the rest of the NBA playoffs. The biggest thing was, how would the Heat respond? I mean, they're the big three: LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. But now they only have two. So can they still do it? Or is the fire out in Miami? Oh, social media responded. I mean, social media was very loud and very adamant in terms of the game. People all over Twitter, Facebook, they were definitely watching the game. When Chris Bosh went down, for example, tweets went crazy. That's it for Miami. Some people were questioning, does LeBron really have the Cleveland curse? I don't know. But it seems like, every time he gets his ducks in a line, for some reason, something happens, whether it be him not performing, a teammate go down, somebody getting sick, something behind the scenes that just keeps LeBron from getting his ring. So that was the biggest thing in social media. Chris Bosh went down. Is it LeBron's curse? Is it just his bad luck? Or is, just a bad day? I mean, my observations are kind of very dead on point with what this class is all about. Obviously, sports media has truly shifted to cutting edge of entertainment in sports. Sports just aren't about the play anymore. It's about what went behind the play. You often hear commentators talking about, where this athlete came from, the struggle that they, rose up against to be in the position to put on such a great show for us. It's a lot more behind the scenes being exposed to the audience, because the audience kind of nowadays, we demand more. We're easily bored. We have so many things at our fingertips that we can just look up and entertain ourselves at any time, that it kind of forces sports and the media of sports to kind of do the same thing to grab our attention. We need to see what's happening right now, in the moment, every moment. And if it kind of deters or slows down or the game gets boring, you can even look in the stands and see people tweeting away and, doing it on their Facebook. They're not even paying attention to the game. So I think that, sports media in general has kind of brought a new avenue to sports to make it a little bit more than just the game. It's a game, but it's behind the scenes. It's a lifestyle that I think a lot of people have adopted.